This podcast is created for those seeking a more fulfilling spiritual life. Teachings and lectures can often feel lengthy or complex, so these conversational episodes aim to present timeless wisdom in a relatable and accessible way, making it easier to connect and grow. Thank you and happy soul searching.
So we're diving deep into Sadhguru today.
Always a fun journey.
It is, and we're looking at a talk of his in a Q&A.
Right, with
Exactly, her and another questioner. And the whole thing got me thinking about how he reframes this idea of quieting your mind.
Oh, yeah.
Is it even the right approach?
Yeah.
What is he even getting at there?
Well, he kind of flips the script,
Yeah.
He doesn't treat the mind like it's the enemy.
Huh.
In fact, he makes this point that if you try to just stop your mind,
Right.
it's almost like you're working against, millions of years of evolution.
And he has this great quote. He actually says,
Oh, what's he say?
"This is a conspiracy of the stupid against human intelligence."
Oh, wow.
And I feel that
Oh,
hard, anyone who's tried to meditate.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's like your mind is this 5-year-old hopped up on sugar.
Exactly. And that's where I think that analogy he uses about the hands, it comes in so perfectly, both in the talk and the Q&A. He's like, think about it. Your hands, super usable tools.
Yeah.
But, if they were just constantly clenched up or just flailing around,
Right.
not very helpful.
Yeah.
The mind is the same way.
Makes sense.
It's not the tool itself, it's how we're using it.
So how do we start using it right?
Yeah.
He talks about creating distance.
Yes.
Right? And that traffic jam analogy.
Ah, that's one of my favorites because
Yeah.
you can really visualize it. It's like you're in the middle of this traffic jam.
Yeah.
Ugh, stressful, frustrating.
Honking the horn at nothing.
Right. And then you see that same traffic jam, but you're up above it.
Yeah, like a helicopter or something.
Exactly. Suddenly it's peaceful,
Yeah.
even kind of beautiful the way it's all flowing, or not flowing, I guess.
Well, yeah, but the point is the problem is still there, but your experience of it totally changed. And he connects that to our minds, right? Saying that creating that distance from our thoughts and emotions
Yes.
can bring that same sense of peace.
It's about perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. And, in the Q&A, he uses another analogy that I really like.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
He talks about a smelly memory.
Ah, yes.
And he says it's not the memory itself.
Right.
That's the problem. It's how close we are to it.
Yes, it's about how much we're identifying with it.
It's making it stink.
Exact.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like clinging to that smell.
And that makes me think of this other phrase he uses.
Right.
Mental diarrhea. Come on, you got to love that.
That's Sadhguru for you.
So, what's the bad food?
What is he saying is causing all this chaos, this mental diarrhea?
Yeah, is it doom scrolling on social media?
That's definitely part of it, I'm sure. But
Because, I'm super guilty of that.
yeah, me too. But he's talking about something deeper.
Okay, what is it?
It's like this constant identification we have with things that are not actually us.
So, possessions, achievements.
Yeah, and the roles we play in life, even our thoughts and emotions. It's that grasping, the clinging.
He's saying that's the root of the turmoil.
We're taking in all this bad mental food, and then we're like, why do I feel so bad?
So it's like our mental diet, we're eating all this junk food.
Exactly, and just junk food for your body makes you sluggish. This makes you feel bad mentally.
Makes sense.
Creates that unease, that discontentment.
So how do we change our mental diet?
That's where the keyboard of the mind comes in.
Okay, yeah. Back to that.
He's saying it's about recognizing that we have the power to choose.
To choose what?
What we focus on,
Yeah.
what we create, what we let into our minds, what we let take root.
So less about suppressing, more about awareness.
Observing.
And then making a choice.
Conscious choice.
About how you respond.
Exactly. It's about creating that space
Between
ourselves and our thoughts.
Okay.
And our emotions.
Kind of like back to the traffic jam.
It is.
Yeah.
When we're in it, it's all consuming.
Readily.
But when we get some distance.
New perspective.
Yeah, we realize it doesn't have that power over us.
So it's not about pretending difficult emotions don't exist.
No.
But it's about creating the space.
So you can navigate them.
More skillfully.
Exactly.
It's starting to click for me. I'm not my thoughts and emotions.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It's the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's empowering, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So instead of being at the mercy of your mind.
You become the master.
Wow. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, the potential is there.
And he's not saying it happens overnight.
No, it takes effort.
Yeah.
A willingness to look inward.
This is making me think about all the ways I'm like unknowingly messing with my own mental peace.
I know. It's a new way of looking at things, isn't it?
It really is, and this is just the beginning.
It's just scratching the surface.
We've got a lot more to unpack, but let's take a pause.
Yeah, good idea.
Let all this sink in, and we'll be back in a flash.
Sounds good. Back again, deeper into the mind with Sadhguru.
Yeah, I'm really starting to see how much emphasis he puts on that inner transformation.
Yeah, it's not about finding some external solution.
It's not. I went into this thinking it was going to be all about meditation techniques and like...
Right, how to shut your mind up.
Yeah.
It's so much more nuanced.
Way more. It's not even about silencing the mind.
Right, it's about
harnessing it.
Using it.
That's
totally different ballgame.
So how do we actually do that? Like, master your mind sounds great.
Right.
But like, where do you even begin?
He uses this great phrase, remember? Mental diarrhea.
Yeah.
He's talking about that constant mental chatter.
And he blames it on what we feed our minds.
Yeah. The bad mental food.
Okay, so is that like doom scrolling social media?
Probably. But
because I'm guilty.
Me too, but he's talking about something deeper.
Oh, yeah.
It's the way we identify with things that aren't really us.
Our possessions, our achievements.
All that, yeah.
Okay.
The roles we play, even our thoughts and emotions.
So that's the real problem.
That clinging, that grasping.
So it's like, okay, we're constantly identifying with all this stuff.
Right.
Letting our thoughts run wild. It's like a mental junk food diet.
Exactly.
And just like junk food, it makes you feel...
sluggish.
Unhealthy.
But
yeah, mentally, that unease.
You think contentment, yeah.
So how do we change that?
How do we change the mental diet?
He goes back to the keyboard of the mind.
Oh, yeah.
It's about recognizing that we have the power to choose.
To choose what we focus on.
What we create, what we let in.
So less about suppressing, more about awareness and observing.
Observing without judgment.
Then making a choice, consciously, how you respond. It's about creating that space, remember?
Between ourselves and our thoughts, right?
Yeah, and our emotions.
Like back to the traffic jam.
It is, yeah.
You're stuck in it.
It's all you can see.
But then you get some distance.
New perspective.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same power.
So he's not saying difficult emotions disappear.
No. Yeah.
It's about navigating them differently.
More skillfully.
Okay. This is making sense to me. Realizing I'm not my thoughts and emotions.
That's a big one.
It is.
Empowering, isn't it?
It is.
Because if you're not at the mercy of your mind, you can be the master.
I like that.
That potential's there for all of us.
But it doesn't happen overnight, right?
No, it takes effort.
It does.
Willingness to look inward.
He's really making me think about all the ways I'm like messing with my own head without even realizing it.
It's a whole new way of looking at things, isn't it?
It is, and we've only just scratched the surface here.
So much more to explore.
Yeah, so much more. But before we go on to the final part of this,
Right.
we'll give you a minute to sit with all this. Okay, so we're back. Final part of our Sadhguru deep dive, and my mind is officially blown.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, but I mean, the whole conversation's been so eye-opening.
He really emphasizes that true transformation, it's not about finding some external solution.
It's not about, like, buying the right crystals or something.
No, exactly. It's about looking inward.
It's all about understanding the nature of your own mind.
Right, absolutely, and taking responsibility for it.
And he doesn't give you a quick fix.
No, it takes effort.
It does, like real commitment.
Willingness to challenge those patterns.
The ones we don't even realize are there half the time.
Those ingrained habits.
But he does talk about the rewards.
Oh, yeah.
Like accessing joy,
Bliss.
ecstasy.
And it's all there within...
But it's not about denying your human experience.
No, not at all.
You're going to have ups and downs. But it's about recognizing the power you have to shape that experience.
From the inside out.
It's like, okay, we're not just passengers on this mental roller coaster.
Right.
We can be the conductors.
I love that analogy.
Kind of like guiding our thoughts and emotions.
Choosing the direction.
Yeah, more skillfully.
And that's where those practices,
Like meditation, yoga.
Exactly.
They come in.
It's not just about relaxation.
It's not just about chilling out.
No, it's about training your attention.
Creating that space.
Between you and that chatter.
So we can find that keyboard of the mind.
That's the key.
Is that pun intended?
Maybe.
But yeah, learning to use it consciously.
The more you practice,
the
more familiar you become.
With your own mind.
You can navigate those challenges.
That life throws at you.
Inevitably.
So it's like he's offering this roadmap.
He is, yeah.
To go from that mental chaos.
To a place of peace.
Clarity.
And it's a journey anyone can take.
But it starts with this shift in perspective, right?
It does.
Seeing the mind as an ally.
Not the enemy.
A tool.
A powerful tool.
that can unlock.
So much potential.
Well, I think that about wraps up our deep dive. It does. What a journey.
It really was.
Until next time.
Keep diving.